Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to our Monday night meeting place. And it gives me great pleasure again this week, along with my co-host, Mr. Paul Austin, to bring you some thoughts and some training with our guest trainer and new friend, Kelly Hiltz. Kelly is from Saskatchewan area, and I believe you're southwest of Saskatoon. Am I correct, Kelly?
Yep, that's right.
And some of you that were in Orlando might have saw Mr. Hiltz walking around with his cowboy hat on, and in Orlando at our conference. And Kelly fell into network marketing approximately, I would guess, about 35 years ago. Kelly, is that correct?
That is correct. Yeah.
And he was invited to take a look at a product and a company. And while being intrigued with the business model, he met and learned a lot from others in our profession. And that's one of the key things that we find is that we always have to be open to learn. And so this gentleman has been around the game for a long time. And like all of us, we like to be open and hear different success stories, different maybe stumbling blocks people have come across that they've gotten over or solved and help them with their business. So Kelly's been around for a while, and now he trains and inspires his own team in the super patch business. And his journey continues along with the rest of us in super patch. So it gives me great pleasure to welcome our guest trainer tonight, Mr. Kelly Hiltz. Kelly, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
The mic is yours.
All right. Well, thanks for having me. Never really did this for this big of a crowd before, usually one-on-one or a small team, but I'll do my best. If I seem to be unorganized, it's probably because I am. I'm still a cowboy at heart, so we're not always the most organized group of people. I am from southwestern Saskatchewan or southwest Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. My nearest neighbor, if you look to the south of me, is 7 miles away. If you look to the north, is about 3.5 miles, and to the east is 3 miles, and to the west is 4 miles. So I'm really am in the middle of nowhere. When I tell you I am, I am. And so I believe that if I can pull this off, absolutely anybody can pull this off. You don't need to live in the middle of a big city to get this done, but I'm sure it would help. I don't know what would happen if I lived in the middle of a big city. Probably be quite a difference. But anyway, so yeah, I was asked tonight if I could come on. I told Lisa the other night about an experience I had last week. I was down in Las Vegas golfing with a young guy last week. He's never been out of the country, and I was ready to get out and go on a little bit of a holiday. So we went down and golfed in Vegas last week, and we had something happen the last day we were there. And I was telling Lisa, and she said, "You need to share that with people." And this is how this all came about. So she just asked if I could, come on here and explain a little bit about how I make it simple and why and all that kind of stuff. So I'll just do my best to help everybody I can, and hopefully it resonates with some people. Some people it may not. That's okay. I will not take any offense. I promise. It just I find it's been working for me and working for my team, and some of the people that I've been coaching are accelerating really fast, and it's really cool to see. So we have a few different ways we can do this business. We can enroll people. That's the first thing. We have the option to enroll people, and that's great. We have some great kits with some great product. There's profit in that kit, and that's amazing. And it really is good for a lot of people. But it's not always the case. And I'm sure anybody that's been in this industry very long knows that. And so that's why I want to talk a little bit about this, because I know a lot of people, and I was one of them that struggled with this because I was always going out there trying to roll somebody with a big kit, and I just kept hitting these things called these closed doors, and it was frustrating. And so I just and getting back, I guess, to the start of my career, I thought I could do this all by myself, and it's really hard, you guys. Really hard to do by yourself. You got an upline that's doing well, follow them, stick right to them, do whatever they're doing, whatever it takes. But don't be scared to reach out for help. I know lots of people that say, "Oh no, I got this, I can do this," and they're still in the same spot they were 10 years ago. And I was one of them guys. And when I finally realized that, you know what, I just need to start reaching out to people who know what they're doing and do what they're doing, man, did this ever start getting a lot easier. So, and then in time, I've learned a few things that I've found that helping people that are just getting started to make it easy for them. So I'm going to share those things with you tonight. So enrolling people with the kit, awesome. If you can do that, give her, and they're happy in that place, that's great. What we often do though sometimes is we put people in that place with a large kit and they don't know how to move it. They don't know how to build and they're scared to death. So the next month, now you're teaching that person how to do it again and again and again and again. And it gets to be a lot of work. So what I found is, why not put that person in a happy place? And when they're in a happy place, this gets easier on them and easier on you. And what I mean by that is, like I said, you can roll with a big kit. Now you're gonna run into some people that say, I can't afford that kit. That's okay, because boy, do we have a kit that will be amazing for you. That kit is the $50 membership. In that $50 membership, you guys, if you don't know this, there's a 28 pack of Liberty in there. And there's also a 4-pack of Freedom. The Freedom you just give to somebody that has some pain. And I can bet my ranch that right now everybody on this screen knows somebody that's got some pain. You put that on them, you're going to get results. You got a 28 pack of Liberty. If you master the balance test, which I do all the time, and it works probably 99% of the time, you do the balance test on them, they now have confidence in what you're telling them. Because it's hard to do the sleep test on them. It's hard to do the joy test on them. It's hard to do the focus test on them. But it's really easy to do the balance test on them. So you have a kit of 28 packs, or sorry, patches. If you put that patch on doing a balance test on 28 people, I would be completely surprised that you didn't end up with 20 customers. Really surprised. So that's a really good kit. If you have, you just can't afford to get going, or you have a friend that can't afford to do a 200 or 500 or whatever kit, use that $50 kit to produce yourself some customers. What you will also find though is when they have a little faith in it, they also come up with a bunch of money they never had before. I don't know how that happens, but it does. Okay. So just keep that in the back of your mind. Now, the other thing is, some people are really scared to talk to people. Me, I'm not. I'm not, and I'm going to explain to you guys why, so that you guys can do what I do. When you're scared to talk to people, so now you stutter and you stumble, and the reason why we're scared to talk to them 95% of the time is because in the back of our mind we're thinking, and I've been there, don't think I haven't been. In the back of our mind we're thinking, okay, I got to say the right thing. Boy, I can't screw this up. I got to make sure I say this right. And you get nervous and you stutter. And I got to make sure that this person enrolls. I need them to enroll. Boy, if they enroll, I'm going to become a team leader. And those things are going through your head. So let's just get rid of all those things. Let's completely get rid of all those things. And let's just step back a bit and let's talk about how good this product is. We have a product, you guys, that is second to none. We're changing people's lives on a daily basis. It happens every day. I'm seeing it every day. Life-changing, pain leaving, anxiety leaving. I've seen people within 2 minutes start crying because they got rid of their anxiety. So let's focus on that. Let's just focus on that. And that's how we need to approach people. So really what we need to do is we need to change our train of thought. And let's go and talk to somebody with their best interest in our heart, not our pocketbook. Because when you talk to somebody, and if you talk from the heart, they can tell. If you talk from your wallet or your pocketbook, they can tell. And people, human nature is they love to buy, but they hate to be sold. So let's not do that to them. And what I've found by going this process is I'm getting lots of customers that are very happy to be a customer. And I'm building a customer base. And I have a lady that started here about 2 weeks ago. And she didn't have much money to start. And so she just started with the $50 pack. And she made $500 in about the first, I believe it was 6 days. She's just over the top excited. Because all she did was try and help people. She was focusing on helping people. And guess what happened? She had one of her people that she was trying to help said, excuse me, you make money doing this? And now she has a distributor that knows the product excited about the product and is not scared to talk about the product. So that kind of brings the two together of building a customer base and building in a distributor base, because you're going to run into people that are just ready to go and build, and that's great. You just enroll them and get rocking with them, right? But you're going to run into people that are a little bit scared, and we just got to get them over it. 95% of the time that they're scared is because they just don't understand what we're doing. That's all. You know, they got a misconception about what we do, and we just have to make it clear to them and sit down with them and talk to them about it. And we don't ever say, you know what, you need to get enrolled. Boy, you better enroll. Come on, you need to enroll. You need to make money like I'm making. And that just freaks them out. You know, if that's what they want to do, great. If it's not what they want to do, great. We have all kinds of options here, you guys. And so those are a couple things. And so when you put the two together, that's when it gets really, really big. Really big. So you just gotta change your train of thought, talk to people from the heart, and this changes so fast, you guys, so fast. And like I said, we have such a great product that let's just focus on that for a while and see if that can't help you get a couple extra steps moving forward. Okay. I'm gonna tell you what happened to us in Las Vegas, and then we'll go into a couple more things. We had to get going to our plane, and so we had about an hour to kill, and we had stopped to get fuel, and there was a little lounge there. I said, "Are you hungry?" I said, "I could use a little bite to eat because of our flight. You know, we're not going to really get to have supper, so I could use a snack." And he said, "Yeah, me too." So there's a little lounge there, and I said, "Well, let's go over there. We'll grab a bite to eat." So we each get a pop, and I noticed the waitress going by, and she's yawning, and I thought, "There's my ticket. Just got to figure out how to get her over here." So we sat there for a little bit and had her a drink, and she came over and said, "How's your drinks?" I said, "Oh, good, good." I said, "Is this what you do for a living here all the time?" She goes, "Yeah, mother of two." I said, "Do you have any other jobs?" "No." "Oh, yeah." I said, "It looks like you're tired. I noticed you're yawning." "Yeah, kind of long hours. Yeah, yeah." She said, "What do you do?" I said, "Oh, me and him have a small health and wellness business in Canada." And she just looked at me, and the guy I'm sitting with, he looked at me out of the corner of my eye. I could see him looking at me, and I know what he was thinking. What are you, what are you doing? What are you doing? Because he was just new to this industry. He's only started a few weeks ago, and he doesn't really know how to talk to people yet. And I could see in his face, he's thinking, "Are you crazy? She's going to kick us out of here." And I just kept talking to her, and I asked her. I said, "So, you know, what makes you so tired?" "Well, you know, two kids." And I said, "Geez, that's kind of frustrating." I said, "Probably something that could help you." And she goes, "What do you mean?" And I said, "Well, I have these patches that will help you, you know, give you a little bit more energy. Not going to get you all strung out or nothing. We're going to give you a little energy, get you through the day." And I said, "Oh, here's one of them right here." So I showed one to her. I had one on my arm. Always have one on. And she looked at it, and she kind of leaning in there looking at it. So that's pretty neat. And she goes, "Yeah, but what I could really use, too bad you didn't have something for pain." I said, "I do. I have something that can, what, you got some pain?" She goes, "No, but my boyfriend has gotten a wreck and has a bad shoulder." I said, "Oh, yeah, absolutely. We got stuff for pain." She goes, "Oh, good. Maybe that'll help him sleep." Boom, there's another one. I said, "Yes." I said, "Yeah, I could help him sleep. What all causes his sleeping problems?" "Well," she said, "the pain." Well, I said, "I can help him with pain, with the sleep, and probably can help you with your energy." And she just stood there and looked at me, and she goes, "Do you have any of those right now?" I said, "I absolutely do." I ran out to the car, brought them back in. I said, "Here's two of each." And she's looking at me, and she's like, "If this works, he's going to buy everything you got." I'm like, "That's okay, because I got lots." So when she left, I reached over, I grabbed an onion ring, put it in my mouth, and I looked at him and said, "See how easy that is? We just made a deal right there, right in front of his eyes." Now, the point of all this is, you guys, she may never become a customer. You know, she may not. Her boyfriend may not become a customer. But my percentage of her being a customer is zero if I kept my mouth shut. I had nowhere to go but up. I had absolutely nothing to lose and everything to gain. She could have kicked me out. I only had one onion ring left and a little bit of pop, so I was fine with that. You know, we had nothing to lose there. So that's just you guys, that's just kind of an example. Is when that opportunity comes up, just take it. It don't matter if you screw it up. Your percentage is going up. Like Wayne Gretzky said, you're going to miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So go ahead and take them. Don't be afraid. It's okay if they don't become a customer. It's okay. It's going to help you learn how to talk to people, because that's what most people have trouble with. They have trouble talking to people, but you'll never have trouble talking to people if you always talk from the heart. Because if you have confidence in the product you have, which we have a great product, have confidence in it. When you got the confidence in that product, this gets really, really easy because you're not focused on making money. You're focused on helping people. When you're helping people, money just starts coming, you guys. It just will. You can't stop it. I don't care what you try. You can't stop it. So just be a good person and try and help them. Okay. One of the things I don't do, and once you're around me a little bit, you'll understand that, is I don't believe in scripts. Because when you read from a script, you're not talking from the heart. I don't care how well you memorize that thing, you're not talking from your heart. And people can tell that. I mean, I've had people approach me and said, hey, how would you like to go for a cup of tea tomorrow? I've always been talking to a computer. I said, why? What's your MLM company you want to talk about? I knew right away what they're talking about. I always talk to people, find out what's wrong with them, and what their issues are. And, I put it in my heart to help them. And that was one of my next points is listen to people. They'll tell you, just like that waitress told me about 3 different situations while we're sitting there talking to her. They'll tell you. They always do. They always tell you. You just got to sometimes wait and listen, and they might say, you know what, boy, I'd love to do this, but I just can't afford it. Well, I'll show you how to afford it. I'll show you how we can do this, and just show them a small kit. Everybody can afford $50. If they can't afford $50, they're in a real wreck. They really need this then, right? So, don't be scared. Don't be scared to use that kit. Follow-ups are very huge, you guys. I've seen so many times where people just didn't follow up. And follow up with your heart in it. Don't follow up and say, hey, did you read that information? Are you ready to get started? Follow up and say, hey, remember the other day you got those patches? What kind of results you getting? How are you feeling? Is there anything else I can do, or anything other way I can help you? Talk to it from the heart, and it's amazing what's going to come back to you guys. It's amazing. And so those are just some real little tidbits. I know I'm going kind of fast, a little bit scattered, and that's okay. It's from the heart. But I do have two little things that I'm going to show you guys how to get customers and how to get going. I'm going to show you those 2 things. But if anybody's got any questions, we can go through them first if you want, or what would you like to do, Terry?
No, go ahead, Kelly. Let's finish up, and then we'll open it up for a couple questions or takeaways that people have got tonight. So finish up, and we'll just go from there.
Okay. Well, I'm going to show you guys how to get a customer tonight. Anybody does this tonight, they're going to have a customer tonight. Okay. So, and I've done this. I was in a company a long time ago, and I phoned one of my cousins, one I'm very close to. And I said to her, I need you to do a favor for me. And she said, what's that? I said, I've joined a business and I'm just getting started and I'm doing pretty good, but I need a customer to help me get to my next rank. Okay. I didn't say it was my next rank. I said to help me get to my next rank. And she said, well, what do you need me to do? I said, I need you to be my customer for 1 month, just 1 month. And if after 1 month you don't like the product anymore, you don't buy it again, I'm really okay with it. I really, really am. But I just need you to do this one time for me. And I'll tell you what happened. That was 20 years ago, and she's still a customer with that company. Okay. This one here, we are going to have a customer come back. Probably 90% of you will get a customer coming back. And all you're asking is for their help for 1 month. If they don't like it, they get their money back. It doesn't get any easier than that for them. But go to the relative or the friend will drag you out of the ditch at 3 o'clock in the morning in a snowstorm. Most of you guys don't get snowstorms. We get them here all the time. So I got lots of them. I'm always phoning them. Okay. So that'll help you get your first customer. You try that tonight, and I'd be really surprised if 90% of you don't receive a customer by the end of the night. Okay. Now, the next one I'm going to give you guys, and I'm going to put a little story behind this. I have a lady that started in this industry in my downline about, actually it was just 3 months ago, because within hours of her 3-month period stretch, she actually hit team leader and got her team leader bonus. So that was pretty cool. But anyway, when she started, she wasn't doing too bad, but she was running into hurdles and she was struggling a little bit. And she was starting to get scared of people saying no to her. So this is what I did with her. And I'm going to tell you guys all to do the same thing. I told her, I said, I'm going to give you 7 days, 7 days, and I want you to get 10 people to say no to you. And that's all you are worried about. That's all you're going to do. You're not worried about enrolling, buddy. You don't want any customers. You don't need anybody enrolling. All I want you to go and you're going to go out and you're going to talk to 10 people and put a patch on them and have them say to you, nope, that didn't work. Not interested. I'll bet you can't do it. She said, okay, I'm going to try. That started on a Friday. She phoned me Thursday night about 11 o'clock at night, and she's in a panic mode. And I said, what's going on? She goes, I don't know what I'm going to do. She said, I don't know what to do next. I said, well, what's the problem? Well, I'm only got 8 people. I said, well, you got 2 more to do. That's not a hard concept. Yeah, but she said, I haven't got one person to say no to me yet. I don't know what to do. What am I going to do? See, her mind just completely was shifted, and she's got 8 people that are either interested or become customers, one become a distributor. So much unfolded out of that, you guys, that all we had to do was get her train of thought going in a different direction. Okay, so there's 2 challenges I just throw out to you guys, and hopefully they help. If they don't, reach out to me, and we'll try and figure out why they didn't work, because they work just about 100% of the time. And there you have it.
Wow, that was great, Kelly. Awesome. And I love the fact that you don't have scripts.
No, I don't.
I've been that way my whole life, and sometimes I know I really suck, and sometimes I think I do okay. But I love the fact that when you don't have a script, it makes it come from the heart. It makes it come. It makes your mind work. It makes you get better at that. And I think that's awesome, because I think people can feel your genuineness when you're talking in that way and you don't have a script. And one of the things I just think we should be maybe opening up a little bit today for questions or takeaways. And one of the real takeaways for me tonight, Kelly, was people want to buy, they don't want to be sold. And that really hit home with me, because when you think about it, people will buy when they like you. People will buy when they trust you. People don't want to feel like they're forced to buy, or they're forced to try something just because you say so. They want to do it because they trust you and they believe what you do. So I'm going to focus on that more myself, that I want to give every reason for a person to buy, and not be sold from me. So that was one of my takeaways. Anybody else have a takeaway or a question? Just hit your hand up button or unmute yourself, whatever's easiest, and let Kelly know what one of your takeaways was.
I was just going to say, great job, Kelly. Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with the script part of it. I constantly get these side messages, PMs, whatever, and I can smell Ray Hignan a mile away. I can smell whatever it is, all these scripts, and it's always the same, and it's just obvious. It's not personal. It's not from the heart. It's not real, and you gotta be real. You can't always make it look great. You gotta look at your timeline and say, do I look too perfect? Because it's not reality. You gotta throw in your bad days, your good days, all that different stuff. Just be a human being, and like you say, Terry, they'll like, trust, and all that stuff, and then they'll purchase from you without even thinking about it. But the more we just try to make it, I don't know, not you, not who you are, people smell that the BS alarm goes off, and well, you'll have a tougher time at the end of the day, for sure.
Yeah,
Totally.
great point. Anyone else?
Terry, I think there's a comment in the chat there about an objection, and I think Kelly could answer that.
Okay,
Do you want to read it?
let me just see. An objection I hear from a new start is that she has offered other products to her friends and now feels she has lost her credibility.
Yep. I totally understand that. I know where she's coming from. I run into the same thing, and I don't let that bother me. I still offer it to him. I got a friend that he has seen every business I've ever been in, because when I first started, I was in a ton of them, because I just love the idea. I love the concept of network marketing. I think it's the smartest way to do business, and I'm very passionate about all my products. And so I go to him every time, and lots of times he's just like, another one, really? I'm like, yeah, yeah. And I went to him with Super Patch, and he's buying it from me. You know that,
Yeah.
because I just said to him, I know I've been in lots of businesses, but you need to look at this, because the only reason you need to look at this is because I know what you're going through, and it's helped me. It really had, and we got the same issue. We both have anxiety. I said, it really helped me, man. Like, you wouldn't believe what my anxiety was like before I met this Super Patch. It was crazy. It was over the top. And now, I mean, I don't get anxiety ever. A little bit before this call, mind you, but I got a couple patches on, so we're good.
Well, what the nice thing is that there's more than one customer in the world too, and there's more than one
Right.
person in the world.
That was the next thing I was going to say. Exactly. Is, if you can go and talk to them, and if they just shrug their shoulders and walk away, you can go ahead and walk away, because that one person is not going to make your whole business or your whole career at all. They're just a drop in the bucket, and you need a whole bunch of drops to fill the bucket. So go to the next one.
Yeah, and I think, Kelly, too, like, you offer people of sincerity. If they got issues, hey, say, I might have a solution for you.
Mhm.
Here's what it is. Here's some information if you'd like it, and if you don't, no sweat. But I'll tell you what, in my experience with this company from day one until now, there were tons of people coming from a family corporate background that thought I had lost my marbles. First, I was the crazy sock guy. Now I'm the, professional patch guy. And they're like, what is this guy doing? But I'll tell you what, when they see the time freedom, when they see you living the lifestyle, which is an honest lifestyle that I post, and I see them limping and the questions come, those same people will come back. If you don't try to get them, if you just live your life, live it in integrity, live it in confidence of what you're doing, a lot of times those people will come back. So a lot of people that thought I had lost my marbles are all now wearing my patches
Yep.
and my socks.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
you don't have to force people. It's like pour water on the back of a duck's back and watch what it does.
Yep.
That's how much it should bother you when somebody says no.
Exactly. And I mean, I'm not sure who made that comment, but if they'd like to get a hold of me, I'd be more than happy to help them get past that on a one-to-one basis, because then I'll dig in and find a little more information, and I can show them how to get by that. I just need a little more information,
Perfect.
but they're more than welcome to reach out to me anytime.
Jeanette,
Hi, how are you guys?
good. How you doing, Jeanette?
Oh, I'm good. Getting ready for my cruise. I'm going to be happy.
Good.
Okay. Following what we're saying, it's true that not being afraid of talk to people. And I always have one phrase. You never know any contact you're going to talk to, who they could bring you. So you never know who you know, or you never know who's going to bring that person to you. Just don't be afraid.
Great point. Okay, any other takeaways tonight from Kelly's call? Dukes,
Kelly, this
Oh,
is
Carol,
Carol.
go ahead.
I loved everything. Speaking from your heart, and I say come from a place of service instead of solicitation. I mean, I'm gonna have to meet you in Dallas. I didn't meet you in Orlando, because your training feels so spot on when you just have that mission to help people first instead of make money first. It just all comes. So I can't thank you enough. I got some new people. I'm glad they're on here tonight. I feel like this is just exactly what they needed to hear. It's simple, but it's just sounds so effective. One thing, a big takeaway, is sometimes I stumble when people are like, well, like, what are you doing right now? I just was at a reunion with some cousins, and then I tried to give them way too much information. I love when you said, my buddy and I are in a little health and wellness business. And I'm like, that's just perfect. We try to just tell them too much, don't we? So I really appreciated your expertise and all your information. It was fabulous.
Thank you.
Thank
Great
you.
point, Carol. Great point.
Mhm.
Thanks for jumping on.
Yep.
Dukesy.
Hey, Kel, thanks for sharing that. You know what? When you said lead from the heart, I had to laugh when you, with the waitress, not at what she's going through, but I had a similar thing at Costco, man. I set a record. I couldn't believe it, bro. like within 20 seconds, I got 3 cards out to 3 ladies at the cash at Costco because one was complaining about her hand, and I just heard and I listened. I said, "Today's your lucky day." She goes, "It is? Yeah, I got something that can help you." Really? And one thing leads to another. The manager comes over. She's asking, "Well, you got a patch for like stress?" Yeah. Oh my God. What? And the other one. So you're right. You got to have your ears open and your heart open, and you just go with what they say. And like you said, Kel, it just flows, and I didn't have time to script. I don't have a Costco script, man, and it just worked. It was just natural, right? It's just you just lead and you just go and you talk like a normal person, and it was like so profound. And I said, "I'll see you next Friday because I'm back here every Friday to St. Costco do my shopping, so I'll be back next Friday." So there you go. So thanks for sharing, bro. That was awesome.
Yeah, that the only problem you had, Kev, is you got home an hour late with your Kirkland cart full from your wife. Where were you? So thanks, Bonnie. Go ahead.
Question, you mentioned your anxiety. So do you wear peace?
Yep.
You wear peace? Do you wear
Yep.
anything else besides peace?
Yeah, I use a pain patch on my shoulder,
Okay.
and I use a sleep patch at night because I used to work way too much when I was younger. I was in that 9 to 5 mode, but it was 9 to 5, 5 to 12, 12 back to 9. Like I just worked around the clock. And so my sleeping pattern was really, really bad. And I fought with it for, well, probably close to 30 years. I've been struggling with sleep where I just, the odd night, maybe once every 6, 8 months, I get a decent sleep, and it was never good. And I went to the REM patch, and the first night, I mean, I crashed hard. I thought, yes. And the next night I didn't sleep at all. The third night I never slept at all. The fourth night was a little bit better. And the fifth night I went down for the count, and I have slept like a rock ever since. I dream. I didn't even know what that was like anymore. It was awesome.
Yay. Yay. Okay. Awesome. I've been using the peace patch since Jay put that challenge out. I can't do REM because I'm up all night because I drink all night because I'm dehydrated, chronically dehydrated. So no REM for me, but I did notice the peace patch really brings down the fight or flight that I live in. So when you said you lived with anxiety all the time, I thought, oh, he's got to be peace. It's got to be peace.
Yeah.
And anything else would be like, I'll take it. Thank you. Are you going to be in Dallas?
Yep.
Oh, yay. Then I'll meet you in Dallas.
I'll be there.
I'll be the one with the super short hair.
Me too.
Twins.
Good stuff. Thanks, Bonnie. Okay, last call. Okay, well,
Terry, you got another question, or Kelly's got one more question in the chat there about what are the top 3 patches he has on him at all times.
okay, great question.
Me?
Yeah, what are the top 3 patches to have on you at all times?
The peace, always. The sleep, always. The peace, the REM, and the freedom, always. They're always with me. And
now, do you have Liberty with you too in order to do lateral?
Yeah, if I'm gonna go anywhere where I'm gonna be in contact with somebody and talking to somebody, absolutely, yeah. I even did a balance test to my banker the other day. I was in there getting insurance before my flight, and I made her get out of her desk, and I did a balance test on her.
Good for you. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And
I learned a long time ago that you can't say it right to the wrong person. You can't say it wrong to the right person. So let her rip.
Good point. Jennifer says, can the peace and liberty and flow be worn together? And the answer is 100%, Jennifer.
Yeah. Just not one on top of the other. They're not as effective. Only the bottom one is.
Yeah. Yep. And you can change positions. The only one that you want to localize to the best of your ability is the freedom patch.
Yep.
Okay. So great. Great. Well, thanks so much, Kelly. That was amazing. I hope everybody is going to be in Dallas. And I'm sure Kelly will probably have his cowboy hat in Dallas, I would think. and we'll probably recognize him by his hat. And great call. Give me a thumbs up who thought what was on tonight was very practical, reasonable, and from the heart. There you go.
Good to hear.
Great job, Kelly.
I was gonna say, Terry, it's only fair if she's checking your balance, well, then you better check hers, right? If you're at the bank.
That's right.
Yeah, absolutely. So on behalf, Paul, you got anything to add? Close us out here?
No, fantastic. Just, back to the basics, guys. That's exactly what this is. Don't get caught up in all the other stuff. You help people, the rest follows behind. It's happened 8 years ago and it continues to happen to this day for me. So, and Terry, so it makes total sense.
Great.
Okay, well, let's finish off this call by everybody unmuting and saying goodnight. And don't forget about the opportunity call tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern. And get as many people as you can on here that want to learn about this technology. And anybody that you have that wants to jump on this call tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern and share their story, we'd love to hear from you as well. So have a great night, everybody, and thanks for jumping on. We appreciate you so much.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank
you. Good
night.
Night.
Awesome,
Good night,
guys.
everybody.
You'll make